covers it up. Now hitting on the performance side of things, the OnePlus 7T Pro has that Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 Plus chipset, an octa-core CPU, and 8 gigs of RAM on their bottom tier model and 12 gigs of RAM on the top tier model, where the iPhone 12 has that Apple A14 Bionic chip inside of it with 4 gigabytes of RAM. Now here's what I said before and I'll say it again. I think when it comes down to these two phones, the iPhone 12 is probably the faster and smoother phone in general, but because of that 90Hz refresh rate on the OnePlus 7T Pro, that just adds so much better of an experience overall. You're going from one app to the other, the whole entire UI. Because of that 90Hz refresh rate, that really does add that much more flexibility in the software and just everything you can do. So that definitely makes the OnePlus 7T Pro feel like a much more smoother phone. So for 100% of a fact, keep that in mind, but I still think the iPhone 12 is the faster phone when it comes down to it. And I want to get one thing out of the way. Just because a phone has more or less RAM doesn't necessarily mean it's, a better or faster performing phone, especially when it comes down to these Androids and iOS. Even with an Android, 8GB, Samsung Galaxy S20 in terms of RAM may not do as good as a 6GB Pixel 5 in terms of RAM management because of the software enhancements. Google does a really good job at keeping their software stock. And with Samsung, they just bloat that thing like crazy. And it's kind of the same thing here, but not really, because it's just Android and iOS. So on Android, you need more RAM to basically keep up with iOS. So you can have an iPhone that has less RAM than the OnePlus device, but because the OnePlus device needs more of the RAM, just because of its system and everything, it's not going to be able to do as good of a job from what I've seen of what from everyone else has seen compared to iPhone. So you're definitely going to be getting, I think, a better performing phone from the iPhone 12. So definitely keep that in mind. But the OnePlus 7T Pro is still a really good performing phone for the most part. And for the price tag and for, the year that it's already been out, I think it's a pretty good phone overall. So in terms of performance, that pretty much covers it up. Now ending it off.